Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you guys doing? In fact, how are you doing, first of all, Covey? You know, have you come down yet from the
Mate, nah. Mate, I was in such a mess. Everyone's going to me, "Oh, you look like you was just like a puppy just watching him like that." Mate, they don't realise that guy's a legend, mate. Don't let no one tell you any different. No one tell you any different.
That's what I'm saying. Proper legend, man. Like England international treble winner, and we got to see him like literally this time yesterday, literally.
Yeah.
So yeah,
should have been an hour earlier, but you know we won't go there.
These things happen. We got there in the end. We had a really good conversation. You even got your shout out as well.
Oh, mate.
So
I don't know where he must have heard that from. I don't know where he's seen me play or what, but you know.
Word on the street, man. Word on the street, yeah. Billy Code was
I reckon Darren Purse must have texted him last week or something. It's been on the blower.
There you go, man. But yeah, as I said,
How are you doing? You all right? I see you got your new top on. I saw you modelling on Insta.
There we go. Shout out to that's Coles there from Birmingham. So again, set this in. So thank you very much for it, guys.
I saw you on Jake's thing earlier as well.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that as well. He's done all right there, hasn't he?
Yeah. In fact, he's in here now. Shout out to you, Jake, as well. See you, mate. So thank you for joining us. But yeah, really good guy, Jake. And
he said he's Saturday nights. He's getting ready to watch us. Like he's getting ready to watch. Or is it Saturday Night Takeaway?
I mean, look, in that sort of high esteem, I really appreciate it. But yeah,
we're like the Ant and Dec of lockdown.
Exactly, indeed. But yeah, really good guy, and really appreciate coming on this platform as well, man. Hawks and Talks. Yeah. So if you get a chance, guys, make sure you check that out. And again, if you get a chance as well, you haven't seen it already, check out our chat yesterday with Emil Heskey as well. Really, really good conversations. Spoke about a lot of things, the women's game, his personal, career path as well, and just like different perspectives on football as a whole.
How about when he started talking about the toughest player he's played against, or the best player he's played against? He just rolled out R9.
And then he went and said, when they had R9, was it Rivaldo, Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho, and then Kaká on the bench.
Right, okay.
That's proper levels.
Exactly. Those are levels. But again, that's the levels that he's played at. That's the thing. That's the levels that he's played at. So,
yeah.
Yes, it's it all, man. Shout out to David Humphreys. Is that how you pronounce it? I always get that name correct. But shout out to
I'll let you do that one.
Hi, lads. Looking forward to a cracking show. In fact, we have got a cracking show. As you've seen at the start, great sting. Again, produced by Jake. So again, shout out to you. We've got the likes of Jamie Leggett and Justin Gardner from Mile End Baiteze, Dean Barker, and then the legend that is Delroy Preddie as well. So again, we've got a nice show lined up tonight, haven't we?
Don't forget about Michael Campbell, mate.
Oh, sorry, Michael Campbell. Excuse me, sorry, Mike.
You don't want him coming after you, mate.
Exactly. There you go. But again, great show lined up as well. So
yeah, just lining them all up. We're lining them all up, mate. We just want to just give people the opportunity to have their say. Just let everyone know their story. It's been good.
Yeah, it has been indeed. I mean, look, let me ask you how your week's been, because again, obviously I've seen yesterday, but barring that, you did your thing.
Week's been a bit. I was on nights this week, so now I've got 5 days off before I go back on days. So it's nice. I can chill now over the weekend and just catch up on things really. Just catch up on do a bit of shopping, do a bit of walking around the garden. Go upstairs, come downstairs.
But really, truly, though, are you finding it a little bit repetitive? Because I don't know about you, but
yeah. Well, the thing about it, people know me personally. I'm quite a homely person anyway.
Yeah.
My days of going out and partying and all that, they're long gone. So my sort of generation, I think it's a little bit easier for us than say like the 20 to 30s and that are used to going out every weekend and stuff like that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I found it all right. To be fair, it's a bit boring. It's a bit negative all the time, and seeing all the bad news all the time, and you know, I think this show has just kept me a bit sane, really. It's just, and hopefully it's kept a few other people sane, because, you know, you need something to look forward to. Where you've had that routine all the time. Like on a Saturday, now Saturday is still football day for me now because of this show, you know, so it's good.
And same for a lot of people as well. A lot of people have said the same thing, that, you know, Saturdays, we're giving them people something to look forward to as well. They haven't got the football results to look forward to.
Yeah.
I haven't got the football results.
Hearing that was unbelievable, that people actually saying that they actually look forward to this on a Saturday night. That's just mental, mate. It's so humbling.
There we go. I mean, look at the level of guests that we're giving you, people. Come on. Why would you want to look forward to it? Exactly. Look, we've got already one of our guests waiting in the wings. Should we bring him in, or should we wait for them both to come on together? What do you reckon?
Bring him in.
And go on in, seeing as he's a nice guy, I suppose. Here he is.
Cheers.
I knew it would be Justin, or it'd be late.
Yeah, shock horror there.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, not bad, mate. You alright?
Yeah, repping the old Mile End Baiteze, I see.
Yeah, he's probably trying to find it. We ain't had it on for a few weeks. I've got both though. Look, England as well.
Yeah, I see that. I caught that.
Bit of both.
So, Jamie, how have you been finding this lockdown?
This one, yeah, I think obviously people have probably seen it. Don't really talk about it as much as what I should do, really. But this lockdown, I've struggled. Yeah, no, I've struggled. Just like, it's weird. I feel like I was just obviously hearing what you were saying, Clint, and that. I said, I feel like it's Groundhog Day over and over again. I said, I feel like literally going to work, because I'm still working. I work in an SEN school, so I've worked the whole way through. So it's one of them that I feel like I'm going to work, coming home, sitting around, and then going to sleep, and then going back and doing exactly the same again. Even though it is some sort of normality going to work, but the problem I've got is that things have changed in work now. It's not like it's normal work. Like I'm going into work, and we now got to wear masks, even though we wasn't before. You can pick and choose if you want to wear them in class, but you in the corridors you got to wear them because this is the guidance now. We've just started testing on a Tuesday and a Friday, so for staff members, but the kids are not being tested. So it's one of them that it's all change in the school. So even though it's a sort of normality, it's not to a certain degree, you know what I mean, as well. So it's all change, and I'm guessing it's the way of the world, but I just feel like I'm struggling because I haven't got football. Yeah, and that's being honest. I feel like the not having the normality of going to football constantly, with the England team, didn't have a focus on that, a building for a World Cup or an event. And then obviously I joined Justin at Mile End Baiteze, and then that's taken away as well. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, and then obviously I referee in the evenings as well. I know you've seen the little clips and that Clint and that from the refereeing. Obviously Essie Don's referee play down there as well. So it's enjoyable. I'm around people and the socialising of that. So being clogged up in the house is not one for me, really.
Well, you mentioned Justin. He's arrived. I can see him doing his hair and makeup and stuff as well. So we'll bring him in. Here he is.
Hello, guys. You all right?
Yeah, got it.
How you doing?
You didn't find the top, Just.
What top? Oh no, sorry, mate. I've had a mad day, man.
How you doing, sir? You good?
All right, you?
Yeah, not too bad, sir. Not too bad, man.
How's it going, Covey?
All right, mate. You all right?
Yeah, not bad. You all right, Jay?
Yeah,
mate.
Not bad.
That beard's looking good, mate.
I'm not cutting into COVID's over.
Good. I'll try doing that.
Bro. That's what I said about this.
You might be waiting a while.
Exactly. How's things with you? Because obviously I've been seeing you, on Twitter and Instagram, especially with your boy as well, like turning him into the next Messi, man.
Nah, I'm not sure about that, but yeah, just I picked up on what Jay was saying. Yeah, obviously, no football in terms of men's football, but I've been lucky enough to obviously my boy's still training 5 days a week, so that's keeping me really keep getting my football fix, so to speak. And yeah, as I said, the boy trains hard and he enjoys his football, and I enjoy helping him and taking him to his sessions and things like that. Me and my wife are like his cab drivers, really.
Listen, invest in him now, and again, I'm sure he'll pay you back in the future because he looks like he's for it.
Listen, it's not nothing like that. I just want him to be fair, as we all know, we all do it. Football's an outlet, and it's a focus. And I obviously I'm going to be biased and say it's the best sport in the world. And as long as he's enjoying it and plays with a smile, wherever level he ends up playing at, I'll be happy and proud of him as long as he's enjoying it and playing football. Really.
Do you know he reminds me of Jack Sawyer's little boy. Them two, they're similar. They've got so quick feet, and they're just their ball mastery is just mental for that age.
Yeah. Jack Sawyer's boy is really good as well. Really good.
But it's so good to watch that video you put on the other day with his quick feet and that, and I was like, geez. And then the no-look shot that he done, and you was like, why did he do that?
I don't know why he did that as well. No goalie in the net as well. It's not like he's faking. I don't know who he was faking.
He's getting ready for future, mate.
Are you wishing that he's a bit older so he can play for Mile End Baiteze or what?
Well, listen, to be honest with you, he's in me and my wife keep reminding him, he's in obviously it's early days, but he's in a privileged position because he's had 3 offers from Premier League clubs, and like there's only each club only offer about 15 players. So you're talking about the whole country. Obviously, their scouting network goes far. So we keep reminding him that he's a lucky boy. I don't think he understands it really, but he needs to know that obviously he is in a privileged position at this moment, and I suppose he deserves it because he works hard. And I'm a big believer, whatever you work hard for, you get. And at the moment, his work rate is getting him there, and long may it continue. And as I keep saying, as long as he keeps it fun and it's enjoyable and don't become a chore to him, I think he will go far. But once it becomes something that he feels he's getting dragged to or doesn't want to do, he's going to fall down the pecking order. Because I had an older son that was I wouldn't say in a similar position. He was good, but he wasn't as lucky as my younger boy Kaiden, who's, as I said, he's got clubs chasing to sign him, and he's in a privileged position. I never had that opportunity, and so good on him, really.
We'll track his progress throughout his career, really, from now till then. But just talking about getting on to you two now. Obviously, we know about the barking thing. You just will come back to that in a little while. But how did you two? Where did that come about? You two getting together for Mile End Baiteze?
Well, obviously, I've known Jamie through social media. I wouldn't say that we've ever sort of met up and that, but obviously I've seen him at games. I think the first time I ever met him was a couple of years ago. He came to watch Barking pre-season game, Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
As I said, we just spoke through social media, and he was just obviously was talking about when I parted ways from the other Baiteze, and I explained to him what I was doing, and we just got chatting, and I just liked what he had to say and what he had to offer, and I thought it'd be a valuable asset to join myself, and that's how it came about, really. And through a few phone calls and a few messages, it happened.
Yeah. So Jamie, what's your background in football? Did you used to play, or what did you play?
I played more. I played for some like Kent sides and that, but not at the level what I feel like I should have maybe. But I really didn't put the effort into 11-a-side. I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the politics of it. I didn't really like the stuff going on at certain clubs and stuff like that. So I never really found like a home really where I thought, oh look, I really enjoy it, 11-a-side football. So I went around a few clubs, etc. Played a few games and that. But I was more playing Sunday League in the Woolwich and Eltham League for Charlton United. We was quite successful with that. Reached the London Cup semi-final 1 year. Narrowly lost out 4-3 to one of the big Turkish sides at the time, but were paying like decent money to win that cup or win the national. So we was quite successful within that, and then through that, really, I started playing 5 and 6-a-side really in national tournaments, and I just enjoyed it more. And also we was quite successful with it again. We won 2 global. Like the team I played for was called All Stars at the first of all, with Ross Cable, Ricky Cable, Danny Bazan, Gary Stock, just like a few names there around our area. And then after playing for them, I ended up playing for a team called International, and I ended up winning. I think it's now 7 national titles and also 2 globals. We're the only team to do it back to back as well. So yeah, through that, I just started enjoying it, and it was with my mates. And I was just thought, look, I enjoy this more, and I ended up playing at grounds like pros would only dream at. I've played at Wembley 4 times, Villa Park, Anfield, Emirates 4 times. Where else? We ended up traveling to Dubai for the gala dinner. We won like Grassroots Team of the Year through a competition what was run by Cristiano Ronaldo. We went to Portugal as well, and all of this is all paid for, everything done, and paid through that. But we had to work hard. Don't get me wrong. Like there's some big national teams out there, and it's very much more structured than the 11-a-side. So I just started enjoying it more. So I ended up just playing 5-a-side and 6-a-side for the last, like, what is it now, 12 years? Yeah. So I ended up that. I dabbled with 11-a-side here and there, but I didn't really. And then I started going into coaching, and I've done youth coaching and that at Bromley. My dad set up the youth section at Bromley. Had a lot of battles with obviously like Dulwich Hamlets and stuff like that. That's where I know Kevin James, who's now obviously at Cray Valley, and that. His brother's obviously manager at SE Dons as well. So yeah, it just really them circles started coming, and then I just enjoyed it more on a Sunday with 11-a-side. So that's really me. Like I've got to enjoy it too, and I feel like if I don't enjoy it, then I'm not going to put 100% in, and it's not fair to anyone if I don't put 100% into it. So if I don't enjoy it, then I'll let the person know, and I'll just say, look, I'm walking away from it. People may feel, oh, that's walking away, but I've got to enjoy it. There's no point in doing anything unless you're enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. Justin, so we know about your days at Barking now, and then your Billericay and Averley. So where did it all start for you? So your playing career, and then your transition from player to manager.
Yeah, well, obviously I played football on the streets, 12 hours a day in a cage or on a concrete, as most of people my age probably did. And I didn't really play for a team until I was 9 years old, which was back. I think my first team was Bancroft, from Tower Hamlets. If you know that area well, they were quite a well-known team back in the days. And yeah, from there, the only dabble I really had with a sort of like getting anywhere near a pro club was, funny enough, with a team that I can't stand and hate, was Arsenal. At about 12 years old, they was interested in me joining their academy, but my manager at the time, Bancroft, Dave Stevenson. I don't know. You know Jack Stevenson. You must know Jack Stevenson. Yeah, it's his father. He just felt that it wasn't the right thing for me. To be fair, I never had parents that were supportive, so whatever he said was gospel to me. And he was I'll say he was sort of the person that was my father figure in football at that time. So he just didn't feel it was right for me to go and join Arsenal Academy. He felt that it's best I stayed at Grassroots at that time. And then the year after that, I turned 13 and became a teenager, and hormones, and started to get into girls and things like that. And it was probably the really end of my playing career, if I'm honest with you. And I actually stopped playing football from the age of 13 and didn't kick a ball again until I was about 19, 20. Didn't even kick it once, didn't play it.
Long gigolo period.
Yeah. so my ability now is what I was as a kid, probably, because obviously if you stop playing at 13, and I suppose trying to pick it up again at 19 is going to be hard. But how I got back into football was actually through coaching. I got a job as a football coach at Leyton Orient. Funny enough, I was working with Ross, the Leyton Orient manager. We was coaching together, and his dad was sort of our boss. And yeah, I was doing coaching there, and then again, I had no interest in the playing, was coaching, and we used to. I was coaching the team in the community at the time, and there was a game against some boys that came out of prison. So we put on a game against boys that we sort of coach in the community against another team, that boys that just come out of prison, and they were short of a player, and they asked me, can I play? And I just said, I don't own boots, I don't own shin pads. And someone provided me a pair of boots. I got on the pitch and played, and I got a bug for it again, really. I loved it. And then I started to play again after that, playing the Middlesex County League with Bethnal Green United, Walthamstow Avenue. And then I ended up playing for Eton Manor under Kurt Whitelock in the Essex Senior League,
Legend.
which was really good. Yeah, legend Kurt. Which was really good. And yeah, I think I got to about 25, and I'm a kind of person, if I can't be the best at it, I'm not going to do it. Or if I don't believe I can work my way to being the best or getting to the level where I want to be, then I don't really see the point of putting the effort in it. So I went back to my coaching, and I sort of became a manager of Walthamstow Avenue for a few months, and then went to Bethnal Green. Asked me, I knew the chairman of Bethnal Green, obviously, from when I playing days, playing for him, and he asked me to come over and be player manager. I did that in my first season. We won a cup, and then in my second season, he sat me down and just said, "Look, you got to make a decision. You're either going to play or manage." And I said to him, "Well, it's an easy decision. I don't think I'm good enough to play at a much higher level. Probably could have played Ryman's North, but again, that wouldn't have been satisfying to me." So yeah, I became a manager, and really the rest is history. Obviously, I won many trophies with them and got them promoted, and then I got approached by Averley. Funny story about. I probably told this story a few times, to be fair, but with Averley, with Bethnal Green, we got to the last four, I think, in the FA Vars. We had to go to Newcastle to play the team that won it that year. We lost, but 2 days before that, on a Thursday, Craig from Averley, obviously phoned me off, asked me would I be interested in the job, and I said to him, I'll be honest, I'm definitely interested, but and this was in February, but in December, 2 months previously, I was notified that Bethnal Green failed ground grading to get promoted. So we was top of the league at the time, and it sort of left I was a bit annoyed, if I'm honest with you. And so my head was sort of gone from that anyway, but obviously I stuck at it because we had a good group of boys, and it was all my friends actually who was playing for me. And Craig was asking me, and I said to him, look, I can't make a decision yet because we're going to play in the FA Vars, and we've got a coach going up to Newcastle, and obviously I've got to prepare for that. He was like, all right, fair enough. Can I contact you Sunday morning, depending on the result, and blah 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 from there. Actually, what Craig did, and it didn't do me any favors. He obviously done Avery favor, but it didn't do me any favors. I was on a coach on the way. I think we left Friday night, so he phoned me back the next day on a Friday night, saying to me, look, we need an answer. We need to know if you're going to take the job Monday morning. Now I'm on a coach preparing for a game, as you can imagine. It's smart. If I'm honest with you, and I look back, I think that was the reason why we lost the game, because my head was elsewhere, and obviously I was young at the time in terms of management, and it was affecting me. It was playing on my mind, even my preparation for the game. It was playing on my mind during the game, because what I actually decided and agreed with Craig was, he sort of put it on me really, that if we lost the game, that I'll take the Average job the next day. Which is as I said, in hindsight, I really shouldn't have probably took that phone call or said to him not to phone me until Monday, because I believe we lost that game because the players probably look. Bill, you're a manager, and Jay, you do it as well. Players can, if a manager's energy or manager's vibes not right, I think the players, they feel that.
100%.
They feel that,
Yeah,
and
passes onto them.
And them days, even more so than what I am now, I was 100 miles an hour on the sideline. I was kicking every ball, running down the touchline. I was basically
no change then, just.
Yeah, I was basically playing. So I wasn't doing those things. I was quiet in the changing room. I just wasn't myself. My head was turned. There's no point me lying. My head was turned. We had Sky Sports in the changing room. I was refusing interviews with Sky Sports, and obviously I regret that now, because what an opportunity that would have been. So basically we lost the game, and again Craig, ruthless. I don't even think he waited to the morning. I'm sure he phoned me maybe half an hour after the game and said, "Look, so it's a done deal then." And I said, "All right, look, it is, but I'm gonna have to speak to my chairman. I'm gonna have to speak to my players." So I spoke to the chairman first, notified him, and then I asked the team. I asked the team if I could use their boardroom, so I could sit down and speak to my players. I just felt I wanted to do it in the most professional manner as possible, and I sat them all down, and I said, "Boys, look, I've got some bad news. I'm leaving." And there was tears. There was tears in the boardroom. That team that I had at Bethany, they were my mates. Like, we partied together. We slept at each other's asses. We had weekend holidays together at Ibiza. Like, we was like, they're my friends till today. Like, so it wasn't like, I suppose in nowadays, if you do it, yeah, you'd have boys that you're close with, but it was gut wrenching. It was hard. It was hard to do that. So I sat them down in the boardroom, told them all that, yeah, look, I'm stepping down, and it wasn't nice. It was I regret the way that sort of panned out. If I'm honest with you, I don't regret where it got me till today, but I regret maybe I could have handled it a bit better and done things a bit different. But yeah, so I came back on a Sunday from Newcastle, took the Abley job on a Monday, and yeah, that obviously then from Abley, I was at Abley for 4.5 years, and to Billericay, then to Billericay to Barking. So I've only really had 4 jobs in 16, 17 years.
That's good though.
Yeah, I'm quite a low person. Listen, if I'm happy, listen, I don't, there's no, I mean, football's a small game, and in terms of like, you might think things are secret, but people talk, and I've turned down at Abley, for example, I turned down about 5 or 6 jobs. And I think the only job that I've sort of, only time I didn't show any loyalty, but I think it was the right thing for me to do, because I wasn't enjoying it. I was at Billericay, where I said, I told Glenn, look, I'm going to step down as joint manager of yourself, and I've got an opportunity to go to Barking, and that was the only time where I think it was an easy decision. Really, I wasn't enjoying it, and the reason why
it was a roller coaster at Billericay, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, listen, everyone on the outside probably thought, Justin, listen. And respect to Glenn, I was paid really well. Like, I don't think I'll be lucky if I ever get anything near that, what I was being paid at Billericay in football again. If I'm honest with you, it was enough. It was probably more than what people earn in their 5-day week job for doing two nights and a weekend. So, yeah, that was it really. And as you know, I'm sure you know Steve Willis. Him and Colby just got Barking promoted from the Essex Senior League. Yeah. And again, it was a strange call, because when a team gets promoted, the last thing you expect for them to do is want to change their manager, or the manager want to step down. But Willis was just honest and open with me and said, look, if I can be selfish and do it myself, but I think we will get relegated. He says, like, I want to do what's best for the club. I'm going to step down as a manager. I want you to come in and work with Golby. Yeah, that's what happened. And I did say to him at the time, look, I don't want you. I want Golby to stay a part of it. I want you to make sure you stay a part of it. I don't want to be a situation which I'll come to that in a minute. Which you sort of like just get me in, and then get my feet under the carpet and then sort of leave. And I said, no, we'll work together. Because listen, Golby's someone who paid for me, and listen, two brains are better than one sometimes. And if you enjoy working with people and you like people, I think it's easy to be. I would never turn my nose up at being a joint manager if I felt it was going to be in the best interest of all of us of going further in our career. And I believe that. That's why I took the opportunity. And yeah, I went there. Then I think after about a month, Golby. I think, to be honest with you, I've never asked him this, but I think Steve Willis and Golby had this planned. If I'm honest with you, I think they done what they wanted to do, get promoted, and wanted to go about do other things really. But yeah, Golby left after about a month, citing family reasons. But then I think he went and took another job. I think in Essex Olympian League. Willis stayed for about 4 months as a player. Then again said, look, the commitment, so he's going to go and play in the Essex Olympian League. And then I was the permanent manager after about 4 months, really. So yeah, that's it. Obviously at Aveley, I'm sure if you speak to any Aveley fan or any Craig or Graham, the chairman at Aveley, they will tell you that I probably overachieved at Aveley in terms of the budget. I was working on £600 a week budget and getting in the playoffs. It wouldn't happen in this day and age. It just wouldn't happen. Like, I don't care how good of a manager you are. It just wouldn't happen. I'm just being honest with you. Not with the figures that have been thrown around now. So yeah, I had a great 4.5 years at Aveley. One thing led to another where I felt that I had to leave Aveley, and yeah, then I think I planned to take. To be fair, as soon as I left Aveley, I phoned my wife and I said, "Look, we've never been on holiday in apart from May or June." I said, "Book a holiday." We went on holiday. I think I left Aveley on a Tuesday, and I think at the weekend we was abroad, and I was enjoying it. I didn't plan. My plan was to rest till to the summer, and then I knew Glenn through a friend of mine, and he asked me to come in over Billy Ricky. At the time, Craig was there, and I said, "Look, there's nothing. I'm not going to come in here when there's a manager here." But he said, "Look, just come and get us players, help us get players, work with me behind the scenes." I said, "All right, cool, not a problem." That was it, really. And then obviously when Craig left, he asked me to come and join manager.
Cool. Just briefly, I know because we've got some other people waiting in the background. What I know, Jamie, you do a lot of mental health talks on your Instagram. You got your Let Us Talk program, and Justin, obviously you're managing at a good standard. Plus you've got your Sunday boys. So how's this situation that we're currently in now? How have you seen it impact your players, and how are you dealing with them?
Well, for me, there are players struggling. I'll be honest with you. I'm in contact with all my players, and there's no one that has opened up to me and said that it's obviously affecting their mental health. It's affecting their life because it's affecting us all. But to be honest with you, most of them are fine. Few of them are keeping themselves in shape. A few of them don't know what to do, whether to keep themselves in shape. Is there a reason? I just keep saying to them, look, not just for football, I think you should be keeping yourself in shape just for your own mental health and your own routine and your own well-being. Yeah. And not just that, if football starts back, you don't want to be left behind, and you have to do a mini pre-season when the season started. You missed enough football as it is. That's the last thing you want to do, is come back. They say we're going back in February, but a player says, "Gaff, I'm about a month or 6 weeks away." You've missed all that time, but then I'm telling you, you need to get fit for 6 weeks. That would be a killer when you're watching everyone playing when you could be playing. So that would be my advice to any of them, and I continue to say that is just keep looking after yourself and keep yourself in shape. And the season football will start soon, and when it does start, you get your raring to go. Really, yeah. So that's it, really. There are people that I know who are not playing for me that are suffering, and it is affecting me. I'll be honest with you. If I wasn't, I wouldn't say that. I'd like to think I've got strong people around me, and I'm a strong character anyway. That I think I'd like to think that. Obviously, touch wood. I would like to think that I would never suffer any form of mental health. But I do think if I wasn't doing football with my son, I do think, and I wasn't working, and I didn't have my wife, and I didn't have my kids around me, I do think I would be in someone that'd be looking at the window thinking, "Fuck me," because listen, I do football. Sorry for swearing. I do football 7 days a week. It's not just.
Yeah.
It is 7 days a week for me. So for it to be taken underneath your feet and not to do nothing at all, and I think I would be struggling. But yeah, I just like to, I'm in a fortunate position where I am getting my football and I am having good support around me, and yeah, so I consider myself lucky.
Last message from you, Jamie. Really, what sort of advice would you give to anyone out there that's struggling through this situation to keep going?
It's the same as what I say, obviously, on Let Us Talk. I'm open. I should have been more open recently, a bit more, and I realised that myself. But yeah, I said to Just the other day, I turned around and said, "Look, I'm struggling." I was talking to a few of the boys in the England team and Kevin James and stuff like that, and I said. And I said it today. I put it out there today. Like I put a status out today. If I didn't have Zoe, like my girlfriend, I don't think I would have really been as strong as what I have been over these lockdowns. Because, as Justin just turned around and said, I'm a football person, like, and it's all been taken away from me. You know what I mean? Like I haven't, like as I said at the start of the live and the show and that. It's all been taken away. So for me, if we know there's a lot of people recently, the suicide rates have gone through the roof with mental health and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that is the case. They felt that they can't speak out, but we've all got to be in it together. We've all got to be supporting each other. So for me, you've got to find the right person. I keep on saying it. You've got to find the right person to open up to. It's not as easy as me just going, oh yeah, I'm struggling, but I've got to, if I'm going to speak to somebody, you've got to trust that person, because they might not know what to say, but they've got to be a good listener, and they've got to be able to say, look, I'm here for you. I don't really know what to say about certain situations, but I can put you in the right direction, or I can try to find the right person. But if that person who has come to you and brushes you off, that's the worst thing anyone can do. So for me, you've got to be open. You've got to find the right person. Talk to somebody. Don't struggle through this lockdown, and even after this lockdown, and even when COVID's not around and back to normality, don't struggle on your own. Find the right person to talk to, and obviously, the person who is lucky enough, and they've put the trust in you to just listen. So make sure you're listening to the person. Don't, like, you might not have the answers, as I say, but you might be able to just listen for 10, 15 minutes, and that could have saved their life. Let's be perfectly honest, that could have saved their life. So, and try to put them in the right direction that you feel, or speak to somebody who you feel may have the right direction to put them in as well.
Yeah, agree. All right then, chaps. We've got some.
One thing I want to say though, Bill. One thing I want to say, and I hope players are listening to this, is one thing, as you as manager as well, Bill, probably appreciate, is players that have had this football taken away from them. What I want to see is when we do return is I don't want to ever see a player miss training session. I don't want to ever see a player going on holiday during the season. I don't want to ever see a player can't make training because of work, or can't make because of match days. Because listen, it could be as I put a tweet out recently, this could be some people's retirement year where they might not get to play again. 100%. So one thing I want players to learn from this is make sure you appreciate what you got. Don't take it for granted.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Make sure that you play every game like it could be taken away from you. Yeah. And I'm sure the football levels will go up, and us managers would have a much easier job.
And when your gaffer puts a message in the WhatsApp group asking you a question, or if you're available, answer it. Bang.
Bill, please.
Don't leave that on red.
Bill, and you know what the worst thing is? They go on Twitter and put a message on Twitter and then say, "Oh, I was busy at work. I didn't see your message." And you're taking the piss. Like, I'll be honest with you, I rage, mate. I rage. Like, I feel like people about that. I find disrespect. I'm not saying respond to me straight away. All right, cool. You might be at work. But if I'm sending you a message in the morning at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and by 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't get a lunch break. You don't get 5 minutes to go shit in the toilet.
It takes 1 second, don't it? It takes 1 second.
Yeah, Bill. I'm glad it ain't just me, mate. It makes me. I have horns coming out of my head and smoke coming out of my head, mate.
I think Dean Barker's got steam coming out of his ear holes as well because he's waiting in the background. Good
old Dean. I think last time I saw Dean, we played his team in the FA Cup, Kings Lynn. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, well, good luck. Well, thanks for having us on, guys. Keep doing the good job that you're doing.
Well done. Appreciate it, mate. Thanks,
Take care.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Catch up soon. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey.
There we go. Let's bring in Dean straight away, shall we? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my phone was popping off then, and he was sorry, mate.
All right, gents.
That went on a little bit. Yeah, that went on a little bit.
That's all right. That's all right. It's good to listen to it.
How you doing?
Yeah, all right. Yourselves?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. How's you been doing in this lockdown period, man?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to be able to go to football. So I appreciate I'm one of the lucky ones at the moment because we've continued obviously at MK Dons. So I was at our under-18s, played Southend today, so 1-3-2. So yeah, it's good day, but it's freezing today, I tell you.
How'd that come about, Dean? That MK Dons role?
So I left Kings Langley, and the chief executive of MK Dons, we'd loaned a couple of boys from MK Dons, and he gave me a call and said, Dean, I've heard you've left Kings Langley. Would you be interested in sort of coming into the club to do some scouting and help recruitment for the first team? So obviously at the time I was interested in it. I've been lucky enough to work for a few sort of professional football clubs before, so I sort of knew what it was about and stuff. And I met Liam, who was at MK Dons, and he sold it to me. And obviously, I've been at MK Dons ever since.
Brilliant.
So what's your role there then, Dean?
So doing recruitment with the first team for the last year or so. And then in August, I moved over to the academy again to help with recruitment. So sort of scouting players, helping the club sign players, sorting out loans for the younger boys. It's been a sort of a bit of a general role, really, but it's been, really good and get to know different people. And I've met some really good people since I started.
Any chances that you can stake a claim in that you can tell us about?
What boys that have signed?
Yeah.
I don't know officially because other people like to take the glory, don't they? But it's been good, mate. It's been really good. Like we've got a first team manager who brings in the youth, which is really good and don't always happen at other clubs. I think we've had 6 or 7 under-18 boys that have played for the first team this year. From the academy point of view, it's been really good. We're lucky we've got a first team manager like that. And then when I was with the first team doing the recruitment stuff as well, you get to meet like really good people. When I watch Man United under 23s against Sunderland under 23s at Old Trafford, and I'm sitting with Alex Ferguson and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do you know what I mean? They must be thinking, who's this geezer sitting here?
No, they must have known. If they've driven through Cockfosters, seen your name in the local paper or something.
Yeah, I think they went past my statue there, Bill, to be honest.
Let's move on. Let's get on to that now. The old Cockfosters career with the old goal scoring records that you broke. And how many goals did you score that year? Was it like 157 or something?
That's in training, mate. I saw was it a tweet before about Pele saying he scored X amount of goals and Ronaldo's record don't count or whatever it was.
Yeah.
If I could add all my training goals, mate, I'd be buzzing. But it's good. It's good season. Like a couple of funny stories about that season. I got 48 goals, and in the last game, obviously, I needed 2 to get 50. So like the club got me a 50 number shirt underneath my shirt and stuff. And Like the bloke who broke the record before, Stan Paynton, he was 1970. He got like 42 goals. So like big build up to the game, like all these interviews in the local paper, whatever. Didn't have a shot, did I? 0-0. All I did was take a centre near enough the whole game. So yeah, mate, didn't finish like on the 50, but yeah, mate.
Slightly took the top off in the changing room.
yeah, all the boys do, didn't they? It's like, oh, when we score your 50th, we do this and we do that. Just like nothing happened. So, but yeah,
48 ain't bad, though, is it?
No, it's a good thing because I got that season I got 5 bookings, so I missed one game, and the game I missed was against the bottom of the league team. On that day we won 6-0, and my strike partner scored 4. So yeah, so it was a lesson in terms of like keep your discipline, and I sort of learnt the hard way from that one because that was the only game I missed all season.
What was the highest level you played at, Ben?
Played like a few games at step 3, sort of step 4, step 5.
Yeah, who was that for? What sort of clubs you've been around?
So I played in the Hellenic League, the old Ryman too. When I was at uni, I mean, some of the teams I played for like a team called Trowbridge Town near Bath. When I was at uni, so I spent a lot of years there. Cockfosters, Pottsbar Towns, played for Ware. Yeah, just sort of a few local teams, but a few teams that people wouldn't have heard of really, just purely because when I was at uni, that was sort of the teams I played for.
Yeah, like Justin as well. You seem to have been around the sort of coaching and managerial scene for quite a while. For someone so young, you seem to have been around the coaching scene and manager scene for a while now. So how did that come about? How did you get involved in that?
Yeah, so I ruptured my ACL. I left Cockfosters and I went to Hoddesdon Town. And in a first pre-season game for them, I've gone to cross a ball, no one near me, and I've gone down, and I ruptured my ACL. And sort of after that, because I used to be quite quick, believe it or not, but so after that, mate, I weren't ever really the same player after that. And
sorry to interrupt. You was a lot blonder. You was a lot blonder in your playing days as well.
that's where the highlights are called, Bill. Well, I thought that. That's when I thought I was David Beckham, mate. So what happened was I obviously stopped playing because I was sick of because I was quite lucky. I never had any injuries until the ACL, really. Like you get the odd niggles and stuff, and then when I come back, I broke my ankle as well, just going up for a header. And so I had all those like years of getting elbows in my face and late tackles and whatever else. And the 2 serious injuries I had was when one, I was crossing a ball when I ruptured my ACL, and going up for a header, I landed funny and broke my ankle. So so after that, I sort of just weren't really the same, and sort of taking tablets to get through games and sort of having an injection here and there and stuff like that. But it was it weren't good. And then went to watch a few Cockfosters games just to get out of the house, mate, to be honest. Then the chairman at Cockfosters said, would I be interested? They were going through a really bad patch at the time. I think they'd lost sort of 7 on the bounce and they hadn't scored a goal. And it was coming to the end of the season. So he said at the end of the season, would I like a chat? It just went from there, mate, really.
And how old was you then?
Probably about 30, I think.
You're young then, young.
So, it's a good learning curve for me in terms of sort of being young. And then when I first went into Cockfosters manager-wise, obviously you're bringing a few of your mates who played for you or you played with, sorry. And then that's a big learning curve in terms of when you have to tell one of your best mates like he's on the bench, and do you know what I mean?
That must be a bit awkward though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's part of the learning process, isn't it? Like you're one of your best mates who's not doing it. You have to say, "Well, sorry, you're on the bench this week." Do you know what I mean?
That is tough.
Dimo, the first season I was at Cockfosters, he played all the time, and then the second season he probably ate me for saying it, but his legs were going. And, the second season we sort of used him off the bench and stuff, really. But what I always thought, anyways, I'd always tell the players. So if there was a player on the bench or whatever, I'd always pull them to one side and tell them whether they agreed with me or not. Obviously, it's a different matter, but I felt they deserved the respect to tell them why they was on the bench.
Yeah.
But so two really good years at Cockfosters. Like we sort of we smashed every record going there, to be honest, and won a few trophies and sort of done really well. So yeah, mate, it was really good because obviously it was a club close to my heart after playing there.
And how long have you been involved as I know you're a PE teacher.
Yeah.
How long have you been in that industry?
It's actually my 16th year now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went to uni and stuff, and then been sort of I worked at a private school to start with. Then I went to North London school, which was obviously totally different to the private school. And now obviously I'm at a different school now, but yeah, it's going all right, mate. It's different challenges and stuff. Obviously, it's nice to see sort of kids do well and kids you've taught and stuff that come up to you now, and you don't really recognise them, and they say, "All right, Mr. Barker," and they're like 6'5" and stuff like that. So it's you might see them or whatever.
Dino,
go on, say that again.
I've got a question for you. Philip says, ask Dino about being a national champion.
Yeah, I was just about to ask
it. Yeah, no. So we so when I was at my second school, we run a under-11 district side. So basically, all the kids from the sort of local area all come together and they represent their district on a Saturday, so they can play for because on a Saturday is an official school football day. So they'd play for you on a Saturday, and they might play for their Arsenals or Tottenhams or whatever on a Sunday. So sort of over the years, we've sort of been lucky, and I've done it for 11 years. Yeah, we had some really good players, and then in my last year, we won the Premier League national finals at Derby County. So yeah, mate, it's always good to say you're the best team in England, I suppose.
No wonder you don't like to speak about it then.
I've only sent Phil that picture about 300 times, I think.
Yeah. Don't forget to ask me about this later, Bill.
The first district team was he was sort of in the news this week. Anthony Giorgio, who just left Tottenham. He's gone to Limassol in Cyprus. He was in my first district team. So yeah, we've had a few boys that have sort of gone on to be professionals, and my keeper in that team that won the nationals was selected for the England under-15 squad a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, there's a few names in a few years' time. I hope they don't forget me. You know what I mean? When they're all millionaires and they're driving past me.
So where do you see your sort of progression in the game now? You're in the professional club now, and you know you're becoming a quite you're well known, obviously, in the non-league circuit. Do you see yourself coming back to non-league? If a manager vacancy came available, would you sort of like Ryman Prem level? Would you sort of go there, or are you just there now? MK Dons, you want to sort of go that way now?
Do you know, it's a few people have asked me that. It's what I'm doing right now. I'm very lucky to do, and I know I'm lucky to do that. It's just sort of gaining contacts, speaking to different people. It gives me another option in football. I'm like yourself, so I love football, and it gets me out of the house. If I stay in a professional game, great. If I go back into non-league, great. It's just sort of building contacts, and yeah, ultimately we all do it because we love football, don't we? So yeah. I'm going to work and I love it. So I can't. I know I'm lucky, and I'm one of the few people at the moment who's allowed to sort of go to football. So I appreciate that, and sort of hopefully it continues.
Yeah. And what sort of obviously you've worked with the youth, sort of like the younger generation of players for a while now as well. You've gone over that side now. So what sort of advice would you give to any sort of, I know the young players now, they wasn't locked down for a while, but now it seems to be like all football is going to stop. So what sort of advice would you give to any sort of young player that's going to see this video? As a bit of advice really of, you know, what to do during lockdown, and what sort of would you use as a motivational tool for them?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of sort of my experience of young players at, say, non-league level, is a lot of them want to go too high too soon. And the thing is about, well, in any football really, the only way you get spotted is by playing. So if you're sort of sitting on the bench at step 3, for example, just drop down to step 4 or step 5 and play some games. Because these days you can't hide anything in football. So someone will say, oh yeah, I played for this team. And 9 times out of 10, you either know the manager or you can find out the information straight away anyway. I don't know, they'll play for a club and say, I scored 20 goals last year. Well, you ring up the manager and they never heard of him. So,
yeah. I've had that a few times.
I think they're playing on FIFA or something. But it's yeah, that's what I'd say. Just go and play games at whatever level it is, because everyone finds their level ultimately, don't they? And everyone sort of goes up and down and stuff. But yeah, find your level by playing games, and that's how you get sort of spotted, and that's how you get known, really. Yeah,
cool. All right, mate. All right, well, thank you for coming on, mate. We've got our next guest is waiting in the wings again. So I appreciate you coming on.
No worries.
Insight to Dean Barker, the life of Dean Barker. Golf extraordinaire. Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Dean.
Here we go, mate. Here we go.
Time's flying, mate.
It is indeed, man. We're nearly coming up to the hour mark as well, and we've already had 3 guests on. So yeah, look, Corinne, we've had a busy week to say the least. Obviously, we had Emma Heskey on last night, and obviously we had this on today. But I just want to kind of drop in another little message that we've had from someone else on the footballing community. So, guys who are watching, just take a look at this.
Hey guys, it's me, Harvey Elliott. I just wanted to say, make sure you check out Roots. It's top content for grassroots football. I mean, they post a lot on their page about grassroots and just even like different pathways and stuff like that. Just so you can see all the outcomes and all the pathways to reaching your goal. But yeah, make sure you check them out. They post good content on there. So yeah, make sure you drop them a follow and keep a lookout for them. Take care.
See, you heard the man.
Mate, come on.
Harvey Elliott, if you didn't know who that was, Harvey Elliott, Liverpool's Harvey Elliott on loan now at Blackburn Rovers. Gotta say, your boy Scott as well. In fact, our boy now, he's everyone's boy, Scott. Again, we had him on last week. Phenomenal story. Posted it during the week. Other people have posted it. Harvey Elliott seen it. He's remembered it. And yeah, there we go. And then things have led on to that. So.
Same sort of thing as what Dean was talking about just then. Like, you know, your players, when you're at that sort of when you're at that intimacy level with them, with the players, and you're with them, that you're that close to them, and you're guiding them through that many years, and then they finally get to where they want to be. They ain't forgetting that. They're not forgetting you. So, I mean, we won Epping. We only won promotion from Olympian Division 4, and I've got young players who played for me then. That still, you know, they're still so grateful that, you know, that they played a few games and they was in that moment, you know. So that level with Dean and Scott and that's elite. You know, they don't forget. There
we go. They don't forget indeed. Got to give a massive shout out to James Heaven as well. Saying the top's fire. There you go, man. Manager of Galacticos as well.
Yeah, mine's in the post, I think.
Well, he says away top for Billy, I see. So again, there you go. See. There you go.
5XL.
I wanted a way top too, man. I like this one. So shout out to Kid Lord as well. Shout out to Galacticos and shout out to the 0121 in Birmingham as well. But now we've got our next guest waiting in the wings. Should we bring him in?
From one goal machine to another, mate.
From one goal machine to another. Here he is.
What's happening, like?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, good. Sorry to keep you waiting, mate.
No, it's cool, man. There's some talkers, man. It's good, interesting. It was interesting.
Full of goals tonight. We're full of goals.
Yeah. There's a lot of goals in there.
40-80 he scored that season. So what's your record?
In one season?
Yeah.
Ooh, fucking hell, straight into it.
I think you was close to that, wasn't you?
Yeah, it's 41. It was 41.
But a mixture of clubs, is that right?
It's 41 over 5 different clubs.
Wow.
Different clubs?
Yeah, one season.
That's mad. I was reading that on the blog.
Well, actually, technically, it was 4 different clubs, but 5 different transfers.
What, in one season?
Yeah.
What, you're a troublemaker or something?
Nah, I just, you know, I speak my mind, innit? And some managers just don't like it.
I'll tell you what. For anyone who is watching this now, or anyone who watches it back, go to Michael's Twitter page, and the link's on your bio.
Just to
read your blog. Your blog's unreal, and you'll find out all this all this info on. You'll find out all that info on there. And I read through it a couple of weeks ago. I read through some bits again today, and it's quality.
It's just honesty, isn't it? It's just honesty.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
Wow. 5 clubs, you know. Wow, as I said, you've got 4 clubs in Tiger Woods, man. That's...
No, but let me make it clear. It's not. I know that. I hate the way it sounds. Like the first thing you said was you must be a troublemaker, and you know it's not that. It actually isn't that, because you'll get a lot of them players for that season that would like what I don't know if it was Dino or if it was Gardner that said it, but like would be happy to sit on the bench and not drop down. And because let's not make it clear. Not all the time I was moving up. Sometimes I was moving down to play because I like to play first and foremost. It's not always about just sitting there being in the wilderness. So yeah, I'd drop down and I'd score 100 goals and go back up.
Yeah. It happens. I found it more now being a manager, where you'll find players and they'll just leave. There's no animosity. There's nothing happened. There's nothing gone wrong. All of a sudden they'll just say, "I'm really sorry, Gaffer, but I'm leaving." You're like what?
What's happening?
And that's it. It just happens. It's just people are like that. I had quite a few clubs when I played. I had quite a few clubs, and it happens. I don't know. You just never.
Yeah, my reasons are always mixed. Like you got a mixture of personal reasons, you got a mixture of broken promises, you got a mixture of interest from better clubs. There's always like timing is always an important thing in my opinion. Like it's always going to look a certain way if you see it on Twitter. Oh, he's transferred again. No one knows if I've moved house. No one knows what my situation is. Yeah, if you ask me, you'll find out. But I'll just leave it to everyone to talk about it.
Yeah, similar thing when I left a club, Enfield. It was because I was starting up my own business, but obviously people didn't know that outside of the club. They didn't know that, and they're like, "Oh, he's left because
he's doing what he wants."
That. Yeah. And it's like no, and probably no one even to this day people don't know why I left. And
And then they'll find out years later. Oh, really? After saying X, Y, Z. Oh, he's not on no bed then. Yeah. Cool.
But what you've had some clubs, but you've had some big clubs. Just run through some of the sort of clubs that you've had in your career.
Well, I started off pretty. Well, I say pretty low. Like I started off straight in first team football. So like I was playing like school football, but I never really had went into like the men's side of it kind of thing. Well, I never really went into the youth side of it. And then one day, like one of my old PE teachers from school was like, "You're really quick. You should do athletics or do something to do with your speed." I was like, "Well, I'm not doing athletics because that is boring as hell. I'm not doing that." So he just got me into football. And then, I literally went to a trial in Croydon for Croydon FC and Croydon Athletic, actually. And a Croydon FC manager was there. And he literally just took me straight from that trial to a first team match the next week. I had never played a match. Like, let's just take this. I had never played a match. I played, like, I knew the rules. I'm not dumb. I knew everything and I knew what was going on, but I'd never played a match. I was just raw talent. And I remember playing, like, there was like 100 people there and it was just like people are watching. What's going on there kind of thing. But I think I had a mare, but he liked what he saw because he saw like the rawness kind of thing. So he liked what he saw, but I personally don't think I played very well. But just went on from there. And then I signed for.
I'm hearing that you played for AFC Hayes. Is that correct?
I played for AFC Hayes as well. Yeah, I played for a lot of clubs. I played for Hayes. I played for Uxbridge. This was when I moved to West London, so I was like so I was just trying to find myself. But I was in the reserves for Hayes, and I worked my way up to the first team. But no one really knows this. They only hear my first team stuff. They don't know the graft that I went through.
You're literally around the corner from me, then.
Yeah.
So I knew AFC Hayes when it was Brookhouse. That's how long ago.
Brookhouse, wow, yeah. Because some of the old boys, I'm going down to Brookhouse. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, man? I'm a Hayes. What's going on there? But I played for Egham as well. Egham and North Greenford a bit as well.
Wow.
I played for Egham as well.
Yeah, I played under Steve Baker. Yeah.
When I left Maidenhead, I went to Egham. I only played one game because I thought Maidenhead was far, but then Egham, it was like,
I used to take the train there straight after work.
Mental. So I lasted like one game, and I was like, "No, that's enough for me."
That was a trek. Carshalton, I'll say Carshalton, my favourite club though, out of all of them. Carshalton.
You was at Braintree as well, yeah?
Yeah. So I went. The situation with that was that I think it was after that. Was it after that wild season that I had 5 clubs? No. It was the season after that. I stayed at one club for most of the season and kind of got recognised for my goals finally. And then there was like the manager at the time, Bradley Quinton, His name was he was the manager at, you know him, innit? Enfield. He was the old Enfield manager. They went to Braintree, but he was kind of watching me whilst he was at Enfield, but not like trying to tap me up or nothing. But he was kind of just saying, you know what, Mike, like I've noticed you're doing well, kind of thing. Keep at it. If you're interested at the end of the season, come to Enfield. So obviously, I've got that in the back of my mind. I'm still like, I'm working kind of thing to kind of impress him to get to Enfield, which is Ryman Prem at the time, and I'm thinking this is a really good move. And then I see like all of a sudden on Twitter that he's the manager of Braintree. So like I popped him a message and I was like, look, congratulations, really happy for you, kind of thing. Probably doubt you're interested anymore. Like, you know what I mean? You're probably interested in Arsenal players now, so whatever kind of thing, do your thing. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, huh? And he was like, what are you talking about? Come down, like, do your thing. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like trekking on the way. I just got a new job at the time, or a better job in my job. And like it was hard, but there was like one train that used to take you all the way to Braintree, like for the time of training. And like there was, you know, I'm playing with players that just dropped out of Arsenal on contract. Then there's me coming from Central, like in my suit and that, trying to join in. But I was doing well, like I was banging in goals. I'm doing well, and I got offered a contract, but I couldn't commit because of work. So like, because you had people that were basically mixture of pro, and then you had people that were mixture of work. But if you wasn't working for yourself, or you wasn't like self-employed, it was impossible. Like where I was living, I couldn't do it. So like I played 2 or 3 pre-season games, then we just had to just part ways basically. So I went back to create Carshalton Athletic after that. So literally commitment. And I always think about that. I always think like, what would have happened?
Was it the travelling on top of, like, could you have given up your job and just solely played football, or was it?
We even spoke, because I was at that point, I think I wouldn't say I peaked, but I was like, I'd actually got to the stage where I thought, you know what, like if I'm going to go for it, like this is the time. Innit? So I'd even suggested to Brad, like I was like, look, if I go part-time at work, would you guys be able to cover the other half? So I'm not asking for extra money here. I'm literally just asking for you lot to just carry it. So I've got kids and stuff. So I wanted to at least know that I'm financially going to be able to do it. I couldn't make the sacrifice of saying, all right, fuck it, I'm not going to work, and I'm just going to go for it. I couldn't make that sacrifice. Do you know what I mean? So it just broke down, because at the end of the day, I understand it from their point of view. I'm not proven. Yeah, I'm banging in goals in training. I'm doing well in pre-season, but I'm not proven here. So you can't invest this big thing and what if it's I don't think it would have been. Let's just make that clear. But I understand from football terms, isn't it?
Yeah. What club did you go back to from there?
I went back to Carshalton. I played for them on 3 separate occasions as well.
Right.
I scored on my first transfer to them. So that was from SCR. That was from Combined Counties. And then I scored on my debut in 25 seconds. I think it was. It was a 25 second. I scored in 25 seconds on my debut, right? And then I think about 15 or 20 games later, we had a change of management, and the same team that I scored the goal in 20 seconds against put in a big request to me and put in like, and I went and played for them the same season.
See, that don't happen anymore, does it? That naughtiness don't happen anymore because of Twitter.
No, that's the thing. I wouldn't even say it was naughtiness. Like it just happened like this. That club offered me the most money I've ever seen in football. I was just, well, guys, I can't say no. Like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make sense. And then, I realized it was the dumbest decision I'd ever made in football. Let's make that clear. Like, I would reckon anyone watching, like, I've made major mistakes in my transfers and stuff. But if the transfer is just money motivated, please just take a second and look at just maybe talk to the managers or something, because there's other things that's going to be needed to take serious in the season.
Well, why? Hold on. We can't skirt over that. If the money's good, what's the problem? You weren't playing?
No. It's like, if you go to a team that's struggling, no amount of money can change that the team's struggling. So it don't matter if you come there on whatever 100 a week, you're still coming in a team that don't know how to win, that's got a manager that's lost the board, they've got a manager that's lost the backing of the players. You're going into a toxic change room. Let me tell you something. No amount of money is worth your sanity, pal. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. And it was a toxic change room. So I realized that. And then I thought I had in the back of my mind, right, I'm in a toxic change room. Do I leave and transfer again and everyone's going to be looking at me like, or do I stay here in a toxic? And I know myself, I'm not going to stay here in a bad situation. So I moved again.
Yeah. Anthony's got a question for you. He said, if you had a choice, what club would you be signed to? Who you played for in the past with the same players you played with, and why?
All right, Anthony, bro.
Anthony's going in.
All right, so I feel like he's setting me up.
You gotta be careful who's following you. Yeah, who's following you still?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But nah. So I think in regards to like club setup, fans, you know, the game, like, sorry, the gameplay, like the way they play football, Carshalton as a club, and in regards to complimenting me as a player, different level. Like they are players. They had like 4 number 10s in centre mid. Like everyone could find a pass. Do you know what I mean? It was pop, 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 pop. It was like even if you watch them to this day, they're like a not an Arsenal of the Ryman, but they love to play. No matter how, anytime you watch them, they'll play. So being a part of that, you felt like a good player. Do you know what I mean? Like you felt like, well, if I can get in this team, even if it's in the Ryman, they're still good. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'd say them, but SCR hold a little place in my heart as well.
Okay. Yeah, I would say for sure. After seeing your journey now, and if you've been at a club 3 times, obviously there's something that's bringing you back there, isn't it? So
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Carshalton was a very, very, very good club. Always have been.
It's just different now. I felt like I weren't in the pro game, but I felt like a little, you know, you have the fans, like they sit with you after the game, and then you get your interviews, and it was different for what I was coming to, because I hadn't played Ryman when I first signed for them. They was my first Ryman experience, and to experience that, like go from, like, obviously the level wasn't majorly worse, but there wasn't any media and any, you know, our games weren't being recorded. Like I could watch myself after a game. Obviously this is a different time now. People don't remember that. They see their games all the time now, but back in the day, to see your games recorded was like, oh my God, I can't wait to finish. Like you always want to, do you know what I mean? But now they take it for granted, man. I was buzzing to see myself play back in the day.
You getting like average players getting like highlight videos.
Oh my God, the anger. Oh, because I know how much footage I would have had. I would have been pro. I would have been pro. There's no way. If I had a camera back in the day, what the hell?
wait. Hey, man.
What's my highlight video? He just does like
I'm like, look at this. I'm busy on Twitter as it is.
Wins the header.
Hey, Mike, is it true that you rap as well?
Oh, what can I do? Right, good one. I don't rap.
No, not even that. Even that. Because I saw a tweet from you, and there was some kids like bopping to your music. No.
Oh no. So that one, that one was. You see, let me just make this clear. I'm no part of a rapper. I can't rap. I can't sing. I can't do anything.
I was gonna get you to freestyle or something.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
I was driving in Croydon. And there was I had like my music. My windows were slightly down. I was playing some drill music, right? And I got stuck in traffic. And like I look to the left and I see this kid, he's just going for it. Like he's giving it. And I'm looking, I'm like, hold on, are you dancing? So I wound it down. I was like, God, he's like, hey! And they're all dancing. So it just went viral, innit? It went viral. It was quite funny. But yeah, I'm not a rapper for the
What's that on? Is that on your Twitter?
Yeah, it's on my Twitter. It went viral. It'll probably be in my media.
I'll have a look at that. Later.
Good. I thought it was actually your music. That's what I thought. Oh, right.
Nah, you know what? I'd have liked to have claimed that, but I can't, man.
So, Mike, tell us about obviously the downside of the football now. When you decided to walk away from it, I know it impacted you mentally.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't like. I think when I like you're again going back to my blogs, you'll see like how I stopped or whatever. And I think what was shocking for me was that it was very unexpected. Like I didn't. You know, even when I'd retired, like the amount of messages I got, like, what's this? Like, do you know what I mean? It wasn't expected. It was kind of like, where the hell did that come from? But I was in a lot of pain after every game. Like, I was in a lot of pain, Covey. Like, it was starting to take its toll on me mentally. Like, I was knowing that I was going to be limping home kind of thing. But then all my teammates are there. They saw I didn't get injured in the game. So what are you limping for? And I'm starting to explain myself to a lot more people. And it's starting to drag now. It's starting to touch me mentally. So I made the decision to stop. And personally, at the time, I felt like it was the best thing. Like I felt like, you know what, I needed this. I was having more time with my family, more time around people I wanted to be around. I was working more, earning more money. Like, so I was in a better place. Do you get what I mean? What I thought. And then I think as the time went on, I've done this for like, 12 years. I've done this for years. Well, maybe a bit more. Like I've done it for a lot of years. You know what I mean? So it becomes very like, you start to, you know, the Saturdays, I was starting to lose sync of the days of the week. Like I used to remember days of the week like that, right? Tuesday training, Thursday this, Wednesday I might have a game, no training Thursday. Saturday always is But I was waking up on Saturdays like it was a weekday. I was seeing like Arsenal playing and not realizing they're playing. Like I was completely out of the game. But then again, it was like a front. I felt like I was happy, like it wasn't a problem. And then I think one day I got invited to watch one of my one of my old teammates play. And it was like I was at the game and I was just like, oh my God. Like the buzz, like just being there. Everyone, obviously, well, not everyone, but a lot of people knew me there. So it was like, what the fuck were you not doing in the game? And you know, I was just like, I don't know, actually. I don't actually know. Because I think with my injury, I could have got it fixed a lot quicker. But I think because mentally I felt like I didn't need to be in the game, I felt like, you know what, let me take a second from that and I'll get back to it. Do you get what I mean? But I think I've got myself back there mentally now, and I think I've got to the stage where I'm probably going to get back in the game. I got offered a coaching role yesterday.
Yeah. So you've obviously kept yourself in trim. So you can. Would the injury sort of impact you from playing?
Yeah, the injury was impacted from playing, but also not helping myself in general. So you know when you get them injuries and the little niggly ones, and then you know you get it seen, but then you take the antihistamines. You know the ones that get the inflammatory down. What's it called? Anti-inflammatories. So I was just covering an injury. I needed to fix it, but instead of that, I was making it worse. And because I didn't want to make the sacrifice of like a 1 month or 2 month gap. I wanted to keep playing and then maybe make it to the end of the season, but then I was just making myself worse and worse. And then that's why obviously I was recommended to stop playing, otherwise it could just.
Yeah, cool. All right, mate. All right, well, we'll point everyone into the direction of your blog.
Yeah, man.
Because it's such a good read. It is such a good read. And if you can update it as well,
I might write a new one. I might write a new one.
You should, mate, because he's very talented at it, and I really enjoyed reading it, and I'm sure people watching this now will go on and read it and give you some good feedback. Thanks for coming on. It's been good.
Yeah,
it's been good chatting.
Take care, yeah.
Take care.
All right, top man, Michael. Bye, mate.
Later, bro.
Wow, the watchers are getting impatient. Look at all these comments.
I know, and
people kissing their teeth, shaking their head.
Yeah, man. We'll bring in the man of the moment. He's waiting there patiently. Here he is.
Yeah. He's even got the hat. Look, he's even got the hat. Oh, mate. Clint, listen. You don't.
I can't hear.
Turn your mic on, Del.
Can't hear, Del. Oh. No, cannot hear that at all.
Can't hear you, mate.
No, cannot hear you, mate.
Hey, mate, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, I can't hear you now. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Perfect.
I hear you. Oh, there.
Mate, look, all your public's waiting. Your public's waiting for you.
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
Take the earbuds out.
Tell the wife. Get the wife in. Get her to come and sort it
out. Oh my God. Well,
they're not kissing their teeth and shaking their head now, are they? Come on.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
Can you hear me, Del?
It's been working all day. Oh, sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
No. Take all these earbuds and stuff out. Just go out. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
This is a nightmare.
Oh, Del, come on, man. Oh. We can't hear you. We can hear you. You can't hear us now. Can't hear you. You know what you have to do? You'd have to go on your phone.
Oh, God.
Del, use your phone.
Well, I think we'll let Delroy sort that out in the background. whilst we have a chat, just basically on what's going on. Apologies, people, as you can see, Delroy is here, but obviously he's having technical issues, to say the least. So all that kissing my teeth and shaking my head, yeah. Relax.
Oh,
anyway,
he's so funny. I can't wait to talk to him. But Michael, yeah, if anyone wants to go to his Twitter page, please do. It's on the tweet that I done. So just follow him and click on the link that's in his bio, and you'll read all the blogs that he's done about his career and just about life, and it's a really good read. Del.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah. You know what? All evening it was working, and all of a sudden, bosh.
Oh, mate, you don't know how. You know what? This is brilliant for me, Clinton. So me and Del go back so far, right? We met doing a YTS at Arsenal, and when we used to go out like Eros, Equinox, Covent Garden. We used to go out and pretend that we were twins, mate. We used to have the Hackett polo t-shirt, exactly the same, and it'd just be mental, mate. We was like bad boys, wasn't it?
More like Crockett and Tubbs, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah, right.
Miami Vice. We'll go down Covent Garden. We've got the same Hackett top, exactly the same Hackett top. We're going in there. Billy's on the verge of a £2 million move, and I'm like, I'm just a grafter. Don't worry about me.
Oh, mate, we used to pretend that we was getting these big deals, going into a professional game and all that. And one night we went to Eros nightclub and we pretended I was Kevin Davis.
Who was I, Bill? I was always in the right. I was always in the right.
No, you was Mark Morrison, mate.
Mark Morrison.
Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac. Wow.
It's so good. No, we had such a good time there. So that's where we met at 16, 17, doing the white at Arsenal. And then we moved on from there to, we worked in a gym in Spitalfields called Spitz. And Market Sport. Oh, and that's where we done all our coaching badges and our referees courses and just learned about life, really. Became lifeguards as well.
Oh, it was mad. It was an absolute experience, mad experience.
Look how red I've gone. No, I'm just so excited having you on here, man. It is.
Mate, I've been taking up and down, mate. But yeah, no, we had some good times, Bill. And when you're younger and you go somewhere, and I just got released from Northampton. I went to JVC, met up with Bill and other people at the JVC, and then it kind of, our time ended at JVC and went to Market Sports, and our experience together, it was just mad. It was just like, we're just going out. We're lifting up tennis courts at 11 o'clock in that night. It was just mad. It was crazy.
The memories flood back. And obviously we played some games together as well. And I don't think anyone really appreciated how good you was. Like, the person who everyone was sort of raved about when we was back then was Timmy Cole. But I don't think people realise what a good player that you was. And obviously you've gone on to have this very good career. And you're still involved in the club now. You're still involved with Hayes and Yeading now. You've got all these people that are waiting in the background for you.
Sorry?
You still at Hayes and Yeading now? Involved with them now?
Yeah, I'm the goalkeeping coach at Hayes and Yeading. Paul Hughes is the manager at the moment. We've got Richie Hanlon as assistant manager, and you've got Clark Jennings who's coach. And we've been there. Hughes has been there for about 4 years now, I think. But like, obviously I played there, and then I think I've done every other job there apart from I've actually done every single job at that club, I think. Made the team, laundry, everything.
That's literally my local club, man. Like I did an interview probably about over a year ago. Johnson Hippolyte, obviously you probably know as well.
Yeah, it's my old gaffer from the Yeading days.
Yeah. and obviously when it merged, and obviously now it's moved now as well. Yeah, good times. In fact, I even went to a game last year. I can't remember who he played, but yeah.
Yeah, Johnson was the one who was the manager when you got to the third round of the FA Cup, wasn't he?
Hey,
yeah, he was. Yeah, John. Yeah, yeah.
He was Maidenhead manager as well for a little while.
Yeah, he took me to Maidenhead, then gave me the Spanish Archer. No, not really, but but no, we had some good times at Yeading, and I was very, very blessed to be with a group of lads that, you know, we still talk to each other now, 16 years on. We still talk to each other. We've still got a WhatsApp group, and it's made friends for life. And yeah, Johnson Hippolyte brought together a very special team, and the FA Cup game, to be quite honest, can't really remember the game, actually. It just flew past.
I remember that game, man, because I'm a Newcastle fan. I just read that we're losing now. Shock. But yeah, I remember going to that game thinking, wow, like my local team's playing the team that I support as well. It's just crazy. I mean, yeah, talk me through it. How was he feeling in the run up to that game?
The run up to the game was mad because we were like doing really well in the Ryman Premier in the league, and we were doing really well. And then I think our FA Cup started against Billericay, I think, and then we went down. We just kept playing games, and all of a sudden we played Slough Town, and Slough Town were first in our league, and we were second, I think, or vice versa. So it was a big game. We got through that, and then this game appeared, and all of a sudden you got all these reporters coming in, and all of a sudden we're getting offered to do a couple of commercials and we're thinking none of our faces were in it, but we were in the commercials. And then all of a sudden you got this press day, and this press day we were outside trained, and then all of a sudden we've gone in like groups of 4 or 5, and we're literally going round the whole bar talking to national newspapers, and we're like, this is just mad. But I mean, we didn't let it try and affect us. We really enjoyed the day. I really enjoyed the day because I ended up going to Istanbul from it so for the Champions League final. But yeah, no, the build up was really, really, really tense, and for me, it was just everything was coming thick and fast, and we really didn't have time to kind of sit down and think, wow, what's going on? It was just coming.
Tell us about that Istanbul thing quickly. Tell us about Istanbul.
Well, all it was, I didn't even know about it, but a national newspaper, they done a thing every 15 minutes. I keep a clean sheet, I win a prize. So got into the game 0-0, half time. Obviously, we got the end result was 2-0. I called my son up, and he said, "Dad, do you know that you've got a prize?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's gone, they're talking to you on about TV. Every 15 minutes, you win a prize. So the first 15 minutes was very nice. Yeah. And then the second one was to pimp up either old Ford Escort. Back then, old Ford Escort, and they offered to pimp it up and put new alloys on it and everything like that. And then if I ended up getting a clean sheet, I'll get free tickets to go and watch the Champions League final that year. And as it happens, I'm a Liverpool supporter, and it was one of the greatest Champions League finals ever, and I was blessed to be there. That was when we beat AC Milan, and it was crazy. Yeah. So that's what the opportunity that came from that game.
Yeah, what a year.
Brilliant.
Got a question for you from Callum Hart. He says, can you ask Del who's the best club he's played for?
To be fair, I didn't think I played for many clubs, and then I had a little bit of roll call, and I thought, hold on, I played for a few clubs. But I've got to be honest, every single club that I went to, I gave it my all, and you know, I had some really good times at Cheshire United, and that was when we was there, and Bob Dowie was manager, and one of the best. Like that was when Fitz Hall was playing, Wayne Andrews. Ernie Cooksey, God bless his soul. Ernie Cooksey was there, and we had this team that Bob Dowie threw together with Alvin Watts, and it was just and Watto, and he just brought this team together. Victor Renner, and we just played some absolute mad football there. And Cliff Ackerang scored goals for fun. Big old Cliff Ackerang, but the best. I've got to say, Yeading. Yeading it held a special place in my heart because of the events that I was honoured and blessed to represent Yeading in one of the biggest football games in their history.
Yeah,
it was the biggest game in their history.
Yeah, I mean they had the FA. They won the FA Bars in 1990, I think it was. So they won the FA Bars then, but to go to the third round of the FA Cup. I mean, it's dreams, isn't it? It's dreams when you're in the non-league. It's just
I can't believe how much we look alike still. I think we still get away with us. We still get away with it. You know that Covent Garden.
It was proper. It was proper.
You still are.
No, we've kept our looks, mate. We've done well.
I want to ask you about a striker that you play with, DJ Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bullion. We used to call him.
What did you call him?
We used to call him Bullion. He was just gold. He was just gold. He was just like we would be playing. We'll be beating teams up, and then it was just him and the partnership between him and Errol Telemac was one of the best front partnerships that I had the pleasure of playing behind. Errol done all these dirty work, and I think he realises that. And DJ just he just scored goals for fun. And even when there was tight games, DJ would just come up with something, and he'll score a goal. And and then when he left Yeading, I think it was part of his deal that they had a friendly against us. So I think he got a bit roughed up there. The boys kind of roughed him up a little bit there. He used to get roughed up in training, but yeah, he's a very special one of those players that you play with, and he does something out of nothing. Great lad, great attitude, great family, and he just complemented what we had at Yeading. And fair play to the lad. He's gone on and he went on and scored many goals for many clubs and played in the Premiership. So that's probably a name I'll keep dropping in. Yeah, I played with. Yeah, he was a Premiership player. And he was a special player to play with at Yeading. And it's great that he actually went on and played at a much higher level, well, at the highest level of football. It's a great achievement. So it was good.
Got a question here from Lix Latour saying, were the best pair of boots Del ever wore?
Oh, mate. That's my son, that is.
Oh.
That's my son. The best boots. I used to love my Puma Kings. I tried Adidas Predators, and to be fair, it improved my ping. I kept slicing the ball off with other boots, and I tried Predators on, and I kept it in a straight line. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll bang on them for now. But I had some real bad boots growing up. You got remember the Gola Golds. Gola Golds. Yeah, mate.
Don't talk to me. You wore Gola. You didn't wear Gola.
Mate, listen. Our first year at Northampton, the first year apprenticeship at Northampton, they gave us a load of free boots, a pair of studs and a pair of molds. We got Golas, mate. They were the worst boots in the. It was like the first time you put them on, right? You remember back in the day, you put your boots on, and before you go out, or the day before, you wear them in the bath, wouldn't you? Just to wear, you put them in the bath. You wear them in the bath. The next day, mate, you're coming out like Flipper. They were the worst.
You could feel the studs. You could feel the studs coming through the bottom like that.
But mate, listen, we were getting £28 a week. We can't go out and get boots. Those boots that they wear nowadays. We have to, wear what was given, and then wait for a handout from mum and dad to go and purchase a new pair of boots.
Do you remember when we was at Arsenal? We used to get £28 a week as well. We used to go to the Woolwich at the Angel to get our £28 with our little Woolwich book. With our little Woolwich book.
Wow.
£28. Oh,
down what was it down Upper Street, wasn't it?
Upper Street.
Yeah,
Woolwich.
down Upper Street. Well, yeah, we'll go down the Woolwich, go down there, and then next thing you know, what was that club? That was upstairs. You had to go upstairs and down at the Angel.
Rawas, Stephen.
Rawas. Yeah, we'll go to the bank, pick up our money before it closes, and then next thing you know, we're in rah-rahs.
We must have been the only people in rah-rahs with a score in our pocket.
And we still didn't get out until about 4 in the morning.
Oh, man.
Another question in here for you, Del, saying, what's the worst goal you conceded?
The worst goal, mate, we were playing for Hayes and Yeading, and I missed it. We played Eastleigh in the semi-final, and I was injured, so I missed the first leg, and we lost 4-2. So we ended up playing Eastleigh at their place, and to get through, we had to win 4-0 at Eastleigh, and unbelievably, we actually did beat them 4-0.
Wow.
So we actually got to that. Kind of was the background to them playing in the conference playoff final for Conference South playoff final. So we're playing Hampton at Hampton, and they've scored. I think we've scored a goal. They scored a goal. I've let a goal in the near post, and then they put a ball in, and I've caught it. Larry caught it. So I've run forward. And I'm looking around and I'm thinking, right, I can't throw it to no one. So everyone's just calling my name. All my centre halves and things, they're just calling my name. They go, Del. I'm just like, well, what are you calling me for? So I've rolled the ball out, and as I've rolled the ball out, Matty Hodges has come. I think it's Hodges come running from behind me, round, took the ball off of me, and put it in the net. This is in the playoff final. Yeah, and all they were saying, and the thing is, if you see it on the video, I've gone mad at my defenders, but I'm thinking to myself, why am I going mad? And they kept saying, we're trying to tell you, someone's at the back, and I'm saying, we ain't shouting loud enough, are ya? So yeah, the worst goal was the worst goal, but thankfully we ended up winning that game, and that was a catalyst for the Hayes and Yeading to go and get promoted and play against the big boys in the conference. So yeah, it was great. I can laugh about it.
Did you score? Did you score as well in your career?
A couple of playoffs. I've done one goal kick many years ago. I can't remember that, and I think there was one where Yeading, and it was a penalty shootout, and I scored in a penalty shootout for Yeading against, I think it was against Cheshunt, actually. That was when players like Darryl Cox was there and Steve Wells, and that was when we was like Yeading versus Cheshunt was just all the time. If you want to talk about a game of football, that was a game of football. Fond memories.
Yeah, because you played with Coxie as well, didn't you? Because I played with Coxie at Chap when we was younger, but you played with him. Was it at Yeading? Was it at Yeading you played with Darryl? Yeah,
he came to Yeading, but I even played with him many moons ago when because we both live in Hackney, or lived in Hackney, and playing for Hackney District, and you had players like Darryl Cox, Ija Anderson, and those are the teams. I remember teams coming up and knocking on our door at the end of the games, and I'm sitting there thinking, right, one of them's got to call me, but they're all the scouts kept going to Ija or to Darryl. But Darryl's a really good, model person. Love the fella. We've known each other for a long time, and the battles we had when he was at Cheshunt and I was at Yeading was really good. We knew each other, but we also had that competitive edge. We didn't want to lose against each other, and I didn't want to score against me. Most important.
He was an unbelievable goal scorer. He's not long been retired either, has he? He's carried on playing for maybe
fair play,
mate. Yeah.
Fair play, mate. But yeah, I think it was just a case of I just didn't want anyone scoring against me at the time. Hated it.
When you first became a keeper, did you ever have any negative stigma around being a goalkeeper? The only reason why I ask is because it's very rare to see a black goalkeeper, be totally honest. Even to this day, you kind of get it now.
It's because he was shit up front.
I made you look good. I I was Billy Ford in the five-a-sides.
We was like, I'll tell, just go and goal, mate.
Yeah. I received a lot of negative feedback and growing, playing football and black goalkeeper, and I was small as well. So that was double bubble as well. So I had to work really, really hard. I got a lot of knockdowns. I think I remember actually writing to 92 football league clubs, trying to get a trial. That's because I wasn't one of those players who I had unbelievable talent. I didn't believe, and even if I believed that, I just wasn't high enough. And everyone wanted a 6'2" goalkeeper. But you have to make good what you've got, and I've adapted. And it took a lot of that, and a lot of bit of heart and graft, and and I got the philosophy as a small goalkeeper. The bigger they are, the bigger they are, the harder they're going to fall. That was my mantra. I had to, otherwise I would get chewed up by people like Ian Bird, who was 6'2", and when you've got George Borg putting balls on you, just getting their players to clip the ball onto the penalty spot, knowing that I've got to come, and then all of a sudden you've got three of the biggest geezers in the world coming to smash you. And that's what kind of I lived for. It's a bit crazy, but I lived for it. It was brilliant. And as a black goalkeeper as well, there wasn't many of us down there. I think there was the only other one was Jerome John, who was playing for Renfield at the time. So there was two black goalkeepers in and around that era as well. So, but it was nothing. Any negative, I kind of swung it around and made it into a positive, and just make sure every time there's a barrier, so you work things out and climb over that barrier and crack on. Don't let nothing hold you back, really. If you want to do something, like Billy said, I weren't any good up front, so I so I had to work up my game at being a goalkeeper and being an effective goalkeeper, team goalkeeper.
Yeah, it helps that you're a tough bastard as well. So mentally, I said it helps that you're a tough bastard as well, mentally and physically.
Yeah, you had to be, and I think it's not really done nowadays. But back in the day, there wasn't. You couldn't show any weakness. Yeah. You couldn't show any weakness. And I was of the era of, look, you just got to keep grafting, keep digging in, and mentally, I had to. I had challenges getting up, playing football, and because of my height, people didn't really, until they played me, that's when they trusted me. But if they didn't know anything about me, I wouldn't, So I had a lot of hurdles, and I had to, and I had a lot of knockbacks. And it's one of those things that when you've got good people around you as well, it helps as well. It helps. So it's just, you just got to keep believing in yourself.
I remember the time with that 90. When you say you wrote to the 92 clubs, I remember doing the same thing. Remember when we went to Springboard, and they would say, weren't they, what do you want to do when you leave Arsenal? Yeah. What do you want to do? Well, I want to be a professional footballer. And they'd be like, okay. And they'd just print off the addresses for 92 football clubs and go, there you go. And you have to just sit there and write to them. Yeah. But Mum, you're going down the post office? Yeah, well, what do you want? 92 stamps and 92 envelopes.
You know what? I had a bit of a touch, to be fair, because it was my last year of school, and my teacher, Mrs. Ball, I remember Mr. Faciliu, he got me a trial at Leighton Orient, got me work experience at Leighton Orient. Everyone else was going to Sainsbury's or going down the butchers. I'm going Leighton Orient. Or, the times when Chris Bart Williams was down there, and it was crazy. But they actually printed the addresses up for me, and then my teacher actually said, look, put them in an envelope, type them all up, and we'll send it with the school mail. So I'm like, brilliant. Yeah, result. So I actually got a trial for Maidstone, but the thing is, my dad couldn't take me because that was the day when my little brother, my mum delivered my little brother, so I couldn't go anywhere. So that was it for Maidstone.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bro. But, yeah, it was great. It was. You've
had a load of comments from David Humphreys. He's saying he remembers the FA Cup third round game against Newcastle United. You done non-league proud.
Yeah, well, you know, it was proper rags to riches, wasn't it? It was proper like we were everyone was. I was a civil servant. You've got bricklayers, builders, and everything like that. And all of a sudden, you're playing against Newcastle. And by the way, a week before the game, they only spent 20 million quid on Alan Boonsong, and that was his debut.
I remember him.
Yeah, and they had Lauren Robert, who came the first. I think it was the first minute of the game. They put a ball over the top, and Lauren Robert's running on top of me. I'm thinking, oh my God.
Oh, Lauren Robert, that's a name from the past, isn't it?
Pingham
player.
Yeah,
player he was. Lauren Robert.
Yeah. So to know that now, even now, non-league teams are giving those pro sides a real good run for their money. It's brilliant. It's brilliant to see, and you know, Chorley playing yesterday, and you know, gave Wolverhampton a really good account of themselves. And the standard, I think, even the Football League are recognising that there is good players lower level.
Did you see the Cheltenham Man City game tonight? The Cheltenham Man City one. Did you watch that?
No, I haven't seen that. No.
Cheltenham was winning. They went 1-0 up. They was winning. So the 75th minute, they went 1-0 up, and it was like, nah, come on, just now, everyone just get behind the ball and just defend for your fucking life. And it looked, they were still chasing for another goal, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're playing against Man City, mate. And then and you could see that they was getting tired, and Man City was getting chances, and then there was a ball ricocheted up into the air in the centre half. It was like a tired header. It's all like he lost it in the air, and it was a misplaced header, and it fell to the Man City player, and you know, the rest is history. They ended up losing 3-1.
Yeah.
But you know, for them 15 minutes, you know, just if they could have done that, what a win and what a moment for them. Well, it was a great moment anyway to go 1-0 up against Man City anyway. Take nothing away from Cheltenham. But you know, what a dream that would have been, just to knock Man City out of the cup. Wow.
Oh mate, it was a heartbreak, isn't it? But I mean, when you're playing in the game, sometimes that adrenaline just takes over, and you're thinking that you're doing the right thing, and next thing, you know, people starts making bad decisions when they're tired.
Yeah, and the keeper pulled off a worldie from Mahrez as well. The keeper pulled off an absolute worldie save, 1-on-1 from Mahrez, and you're thinking, you know what, they're going to do it here. They're going to get something here, and then also it went peak time, and it's like, oh mate.
But the fitness levels is like that, and you know, when you're playing the Premiership team, can step up at a moment's call.
Kim looks like he's having a baby.
Yeah, mate. Oh shit.
Hey?
Nah, it's fine.
Kim's like, I'm watching Kim, and he's like, what's going on?
Nothing, mate. Nothing at all. Del, thank you, man, for this, man. I really appreciate it, bro. Really appreciate
No worries, Clint. No worries. It's been an honour. Thank you very much, and it's been brilliant catching up with my old mate Billy Cove. He's doing really. Hey, listen, Covey. Listen, well done, mate. You're doing wonders, mate, and keep going. And I'm supporting you all the way, big mate.
I appreciate it, man. I love you, mate. I love you so much.
Love you too, mate. Hey, support you all the way, mate. Say hello to the family. Love to the family.
Yeah, I will do. Same with you, mate. Thanks.
Take it easy.
it. Take care, mate.
Take it easy. Bye.
There we go, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, man. A really good show, really good end to the week as well.
Yeah, sorry it dragged on. It's dragged on proper extra time, that one.
Yeah. But again, thank you guys for joining us. Again, we'll be putting out who we're going to have on next week as well throughout the week. So make sure you stay tuned for both of our socials as well. And we appreciate you for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your evening.